JAG was a groundbreaking legal drama that captivated audiences with its intense courtroom battles and military action. While the show remains a fan favorite, time has sadly taken its toll on many of its talented cast members. Some left us too soon, while others had long and distinguished careers before their passing. From leading stars to unforgettable guest actors, each played a vital role in the show's success. Join us as we remember the 36 JAG actors who are no longer with us, honoring their contributions and reflecting on the tragic circumstances of their passing. Trevor Goddard played Lieutenant Commander Mike Brumby in JAG in 1998 at the age of 36, portraying a determined and charming officer whose unwavering love for Sarah Mackenzie ultimately led to heartbreak. Before JAG, he gained recognition as Kano in Mortal Kombat 1995, but despite his talent, he was frequently typecast as a menacing villain, limiting his career opportunities. His personal life was plagued with turmoil. His marriage to Ruthann McCarthy deteriorated due to constant arguments, accusations of infidelity, and financial struggles, leading to a painful separation. He had 2 sons, Travis and Lachlan, but his worsening drug addiction created an unbridgeable gap between them. Desperate to reclaim his career and struggling with depression, he turned to heavy drug use. On June 7, 2003, at just 40 years old, he was found dead in his North Hollywood home from an overdose.
Why bring it up?
If they had planned the murder together, Farrow would have asked for a lawyer too. By showing they behaved inconsistently,
Dean Stockwell played Secretary of the Navy Edward Sheffield in JAG in 2002 at the age of 66, portraying a strong-willed and highly intelligent leader who commanded respect. Stockwell had a long and varied career, beginning as a child actor in the 1940s, but Hollywood's instability left him constantly struggling for work. Despite standout performances in Quantum Leap and Blue Velvet, he never achieved sustained success, leading to financial struggles and periods of deep frustration. His personal life was similarly turbulent. His first marriage ended in a bitter split, and though his second marriage to Joy Marchenko produced 2 children, his declining health and career disappointments created distance between them. In 2015, he suffered a massive stroke that left him partially incapacitated, forcing him into quiet retirement. Once a lively, quick-witted actor, he spent his final years withdrawn, unable to work, and battling mounting health issues. He passed away on November 7, 2021, at the age of 85.
Mr. Secretary, Admiral?
how are they treating you?
Fine, sir. Thank you for asking.
I've known her since she was this high, and she was formidable even then.
Jeff McCabe played Big Bud Roberts in JAG in 1998 at the age of 50, portraying a gruff but ultimately caring father figure who struggled to connect with his son. McKay started his career strong with roles in Magnum, P.I. and Tales of the Gold Monkey, but as the years passed, his opportunities dwindled, and he was left with smaller roles that barely kept him afloat financially. His personal life was marked by heartbreak. His first marriage ended in a bitter divorce, and his second followed a similar path, leaving him emotionally drained. His only son, Andrew, became distant, unwilling to reconcile with his father's alcohol-fueled outbursts and declining health. The years of excessive drinking caught up with him, leading to severe liver damage. By the late 2000s, he was frail, forgotten by Hollywood, and in poor health. On August 22, 2008, at the age of 59, he died from liver failure, alone and far removed from the industry that had once embraced him.
Congratulations, sir.
My son, a lieutenant. Damn. Hello, Harriet. How's my grandson?
Oh, fine.
Alexander Kuznetsov played Captain Alex Volkanov in JAG in 1997 at the age of 38, portraying a disciplined officer known for his unwavering sense of honor. A talented actor, he faced challenges in Hollywood, often typecast as a Russian antagonist, which limited his career opportunities. Despite occasional success in films and television, he never achieved the breakthrough he longed for. His personal life was marked by instability. His first marriage ended in divorce, and although his second marriage lasted longer, it eventually crumbled due to emotional distance and unspoken resentment. He had one daughter, Anastasia, but their relationship was strained as she resented his long absences and emotional detachment. Alexander Kuznetsov passed away on June 6, 2019, at the age of 59 after battling cancer. His contributions to film and television remain a testament to his dedication, even as he struggled for greater recognition.
Fight over ownership of a nightclub. They were partners.
But his men are stealing food and he has enough money to own a nightclub? Sounds like he was stealing their pay.
Claudette Nevins played Mrs. Porter Webb in 1997 at the age of 60, portraying a refined and insightful woman whose wisdom shaped those around her. Off-screen, she spent decades in Hollywood, but despite a steady career in television and film, she was never granted the stardom she longed for. Her marriage to Elliot Nevins, a successful businessman, was one of convenience rather than passion, and as the years passed, their relationship grew distant and cold. Though they had children, her devotion to her career created an emotional rift, and by the time she reached old age, they were more like strangers than family. In 2018, tragedy struck when she was diagnosed with dementia, a cruel disease that stole her memories and independence. She spent her last years in a care facility, her once brilliant mind slipping further away each day, with only sporadic visits from family. On February 20th, 2020, she passed away at 82, her final moments marked by confusion and loneliness.
Your father gave me years of practice with this sort of thing.
Gary Graham played Captain Tobias Ingalls in JAG in 1997 at the age of 47, portraying a seasoned and composed leader known for his tactical brilliance and ability to stay calm under pressure. Though Alien Nation brought him brief recognition, his career never reached the heights he had dreamed of, leading to years of professional frustration. After a string of minor roles and failed projects, he struggled financially, often relying on convention appearances and low-budget work to make ends meet. His personal life was equally troubled. He married twice, both marriages ending in bitter divorces that left him emotionally drained and estranged from his only son, Christopher, who severed all contact after years of unresolved conflicts. In 2018, Graham was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a cruel twist of fate that slowly stripped him of his independence and ability to work. His circle of friends dwindled as his health declined, and he spent his final years in solitude. Gary Graham passed away on January 22, 2024, at the age of 73.
Well, that is not true, sir.
You come aboard my ship, demand to examine my records? I'd say that's disrespect. Wouldn't you, XO?
Certainly smacks of it, Skipper.
Shoshani Hall played Agent Marvin Novak in JAG in 1995 at the age of 34, portraying a meticulous and relentless investigator whose dedication to justice was unmatched. Though his role was minor, Hall brought a commanding presence to the screen. However, Hollywood never fully embraced him, and he was often relegated to small parts and guest appearances. Financial struggles followed, forcing him to take on unrelated jobs to make ends meet. His personal life was equally challenging. He married once in his early 40s, but the relationship was plagued by arguments and infidelity accusations, ultimately ending in a bitter divorce that left him emotionally and financially drained. He had no children and became increasingly isolated, especially after his mother's passing in 2011. In the late 2010s, he developed a chronic neurological disorder that gradually robbed him of his independence. Shoshani Hall passed away on March 29, 2021, at the age of 59, his contributions to television remembered by devoted fans despite the hardships he endured.
Phone records, computer disks, firearms, ammunition.
We're helping local law enforcement investigate a homicide.
Marvin,
Yeah.
in here.
What's up?
Bill Cobbs played Chaplain Matthew Turner in JAG in 2001 at the age of 67, portraying a compassionate spiritual guide who brought wisdom and comfort to those in turmoil. With a career spanning decades, Cobbs had an impressive resume, yet he never found financial stability, living modestly on residuals from past roles. He married twice. His first wife left after years of separation due to his work, and his second wife, whom he deeply loved, passed away suddenly in 2016, leaving him heartbroken. He had one son, but their relationship fractured over time, and by his later years, they rarely spoke. In 2023, Cobbs was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and his health quickly declined. By 2024, he required full-time care, spending his final months in an assisted living facility visited by only a few close friends. On June 25, 2024, he passed away at the age of 90, his death barely noticed by the industry. A quiet farewell to a man who had given so much to entertainment but received little in return.
In a time of great hardship, a star appeared brighter than the rest, giving the
Barry Jenner played Captain Evans in JAG in 1996 at the age of 55, portraying a commanding officer whose sharp strategic mind and unwavering leadership made him a force to be reckoned with. Despite his strong presence on screen, Jenner's career was filled with missed opportunities, with his most notable role being Admiral Ross in Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. He struggled for years to escape supporting roles, always overshadowed by bigger stars. His personal life offered little solace. His first marriage ended in bitterness, leaving him estranged from his two children, Thomas and Rachel. Though he later remarried, the wounds of his past never fully healed, and he often drowned his sorrows in alcohol. The final years of his life were plagued by mounting health problems, including diabetes and heart disease, which left him physically weak and emotionally exhausted. On August 9, 2016, at the age of 75, he succumbed to complications from leukemia, passing away in quiet obscurity.
Oh, Commander, I'd like to get you in this shot as well.
Tell me something, Mr. Delaporte. What the hell happened to you?
I haven't changed, Commander. The world has changed.
Julius Carey played Alton Forland in JAG in 2001 at the age of 49, portraying a formidable character whose intensity left a lasting impact. Best remembered as Shonuff in The Last Dragon, Carey had a career filled with strong performances but was frequently typecast, limiting his opportunities for leading roles. Behind the scenes, his life was marked by personal battles. His marriage to Kathy Smith was rocky, marred by long periods of separation and unspoken resentments. Though they had one son, Brandon, Carey's demanding career and declining health kept him distant from his family. In 2007, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a battle he fought valiantly but ultimately lost. On August 19, 2008, at the age of 56, he passed away, leaving behind a career that, while memorable, never reached the heights he had dreamed of.
Proportionate number of African Americans preying on members of their own community. I say what I think, Commander Rabb. I'm not a popular man.
Yeah, popular enough to think about running for state attorney.
William Lucking played Harry Drax in JAG in 1996 at the age of 55, bringing to life a hardened, no-nonsense character whose presence added depth to the series. Lucking had a long career in Hollywood, appearing in Sons of Anarchy and numerous action films, but he was never more than a supporting actor, often overlooked despite his talent. His personal life was equally turbulent. His first marriage ended in acrimony, and his second, though lasting longer, was riddled with unspoken discontent. He had one daughter, Marissa, who remained distant due to his emotionally detached nature. In his later years, health issues took their toll, and he withdrew from public life, battling the loneliness of a career that never gave him the recognition he craved. On October 18, 2021, at the age of 80, he passed away in seclusion, his legacy reduced to the fleeting memories of roles that never made him a household name.
My wife doesn't know anything about my past, Commander. I got 3 kids. I don't want them to know I was a deserter.
Look, I'm not interested in what you did, Corporal.
David James Elliott portrayed Harmon Rabb, Jr. from 1995 at the age of 35, bringing depth to the role of a principled and driven Navy officer. Though JAG gave him widespread recognition, his post-show career never lived up to expectations, leading to years of struggle as he attempted to reinvent himself. He took on smaller roles in television, but his leading man status quickly faded. His personal life was marked by quiet suffering. Though married to Nancy Chambers, the years took a toll on their relationship, leading to bitter arguments and emotional detachment. The pressure of maintaining his career while dealing with personal turmoil led him to long bouts of depression. By 2025, at 64, he lives a reclusive life, his name a distant memory in Hollywood circles. His dreams of a lasting legacy have been replaced by regret, and he spends his days reminiscing about the past, clinging to the fading remnants of his once glorious career.
Someone was busy. So how did you get access to classified intelligence reports?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to disclose my sources.
Sergeant Clyde Morrison.
Chick Venera played Benny Turpin in JAG in 1998 at the age of 51, bringing to life a quirky, eccentric character who often provided much-needed comic relief. Despite his talent, his career was plagued with instability. After a promising start in the 1970s, he struggled to secure major roles, often typecast in forgettable parts. His attempts to revive his career in later years led to a string of disappointments, leaving him financially drained. His personal life was equally sorrowful. He married twice, both marriages ending in painful divorces, leaving him estranged from his only daughter, whom he had once adored. As his career faded, he found solace in alcohol, which only deepened his loneliness. In 2019, he was diagnosed with cancer, a devastating blow that forced him into a long and painful battle. By the time of his passing on July 7, 2021, at the age of 74, he had been largely forgotten by Hollywood.
Weapons programs.
Well, dead men tell no tales, sir.
That's quite a story. You have any proof that's what happened?
Patrick Labiordos played Bud Roberts, Jr. from 1995 at the age of 30, portraying a loyal, hardworking character who provided both comic relief and emotional depth. Though JAG gave him long-term employment, it also trapped him in a role that defined his career, making it nearly impossible to find work afterward. His attempts to break into more serious roles were met with constant rejection, and by the 2010s, he was barely making appearances outside of occasional voice work. His personal life also took a heavy toll. Though he married television producer Tina Albanese, the financial strain and his deepening depression created cracks in their marriage. They had a son together, but Patrick's inability to cope with his declining career left him emotionally distant. In 2025, at 59, he remains married but lives in relative obscurity, his days spent battling the ghosts of past successes and the silent grief of an unfulfilled life.
Glad to hear it.
How's Miss Latham?
Quite a handful. I need you two to do something for me.
Well, is it a priority, sir? For the sarin gas hearing?
Yeah, if you can.
John M. Jackson played A.J. Chegwin in JAG starting in 1996 at the age of 46, embodying a tough yet principled leader whose unwavering dedication to the Navy made him both respected and feared. Jackson, despite his commanding presence on screen, struggled to find leading roles outside JAG, often typecast as a rigid military figure. As his career stagnated, personal troubles mounted. His marriage, once a source of stability, crumbled under the pressure of financial uncertainty and long periods of unemployment. His wife left him in 2012, taking their 2 children, leaving Jackson alone in an empty house filled with memories of a family that no longer existed. In the years that followed, he battled depression and chronic health issues, including a heart condition that worsened with age. By 2025, at 74, he lives in isolation, his health declining rapidly, his name long forgotten by an industry that once celebrated him.
Hold on. Colonel, I know you've done this once before, but
The skipper has a better plan, sir.
Catherine Bell portrayed Sarah Mackenzie in JAG from 1996 at the age of 28, crafting an intelligent, determined Marine lawyer who captivated audiences. Her success on the show should have been a launching pad for a flourishing career, but instead, her choices led her down a troubled path. Her involvement in Scientology alienated her from much of Hollywood, limiting her opportunities. Her personal life was equally chaotic. Her marriage to Adam Beeson ended in a messy divorce, and while she had 2 children, her deep ties to Scientology caused rifts within her family. As the years passed, her career faded, and her controversial beliefs made her an outsider in an industry that had once embraced her. By 2025, at 56, she lives in near isolation, her life controlled by the organization she dedicated herself to. Once a rising star with limitless potential, she now spends her days surrounded by regret, watching a world that has long since moved on without her.
You lost your shirt in Winslow, remember?
It was Joseph City. And I never could seem to keep it buttoned when you were around.
Carrie Turner portrayed Lieutenant Harriet Sims in JAG from 1997 at the age of 31, bringing warmth and empathy to a character who often acted as the emotional anchor for her colleagues. While JAG gave her exposure, Turner never achieved true stardom, fading into the background as Hollywood turned to younger, fresher faces. She married in her late 30s, but the relationship was tumultuous, plagued by infidelity and emotional distance. Her husband walked out in 2015, leaving her with their only son, whom she struggled to raise as acting roles dwindled. By the early 2020s, financial hardship forced her to downsize, moving into a modest apartment, far from the glamorous life she once dreamed of. Her health deteriorated due to years of stress and untreated medical conditions, and by 2025, at 58, she remains estranged from most of her industry peers, living a quiet and solitary life, haunted by the ghosts of what could have been.
I'm just surprised you like that type.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. Lieutenant Junior Grade Harriet Sims reporting for duty, ma'am.
Harriet, thanks for coming in. Harriet's gonna be helping us out until Gunny's back on full duty.
Scott Lawrence played Sturgis Turner in JAG from 2001 at 38, portraying a disciplined and honorable officer who often struggled with personal and professional dilemmas. Lawrence, despite his talent, never broke into the A-list, relegated to voice work and minor supporting roles that barely sustained him financially. He married a fellow actress in 2003, but their union was marked by constant tension, exacerbated by his career frustrations. They divorced in 2014, leaving him to navigate midlife alone. His estrangement from his children deepened his sorrow, and as work became scarcer, he withdrew from social circles. A serious car accident in 2021 left him with chronic pain, further limiting his ability to work. Now, at 61 in 2025, he lives with lingering injuries and fading hope, his once promising career reduced to the occasional nostalgic mention by JAG fans who still remember his name.
Do you think the Admiral's upset that I didn't wear a tie? I think he's really upset.
Stephen Culp played Special Agent Clayton Webb in JAG from 1997 at the age of 42, embodying a cold yet enigmatic CIA operative entangled in secrecy and high-stakes missions. Despite his talent, Culp remained in the shadows of Hollywood, known more for guest roles than leading performances. His career peaked with Desperate Housewives, but after his character was abruptly killed off, significant roles became scarce. His marriage to Barbara Ayers, once a pillar of stability, eroded under the weight of his career frustrations, leaving him emotionally drained. Though they remained together, their bond had grown distant. In his later years, he struggled with chronic illness and financial instability, watching younger actors take the roles he once fought for. Now 69 in 2025, he lives a quiet, reclusive life, the sharp, calculated presence he once exuded now dulled by time and regret.
Yes, Director. I'm doing my best to control the damage, sir. Where do you think you're going?
Zoe McClellan played Jennifer Coates in JAG starting in 2001 at the age of 27, portraying a resilient petty officer whose troubled past shaped her unbreakable loyalty and fierce sense of justice. Though JAG brought her recognition, her career never reached the height she had hoped for. After a promising stint in NCIS, New Orleans, she abruptly left the show, a decision shrouded in rumors of disputes with producers. Her personal life was even more chaotic. Her marriage to J.P. Gilline ended in a bitter custody battle over their son, Sebastian. Accusations flew in both directions, with legal troubles draining her emotionally and financially. Unable to rebuild her career, she retreated into obscurity, moving from one temporary home to another, struggling with depression. By 2025, at the age of 50, she lives in near isolation, surviving on residuals and the occasional acting gig. Her dreams of stardom long faded into the past.
What'd Jennifer do now?
Merry Christmas to you too, Daddy.
I'm Commander Rabb, Sir, I am with the JAG Corps.
You want to leave her here?
Tim Quill played Lieutenant Mason Painter in JAG in 1995 at the age of 33, portraying a noble and disciplined officer who embodied the ideals of military honor. Despite a strong performance, Quill struggled to break into Hollywood's elite, spending much of his career in minor roles and low-budget productions. He found love with an actress in the late 1990s, but their relationship ended in heartbreak when she left him for a more successful actor. This betrayal deeply affected him, and he never fully recovered emotionally. He remained unmarried, throwing himself into work, but the lack of career advancement left him feeling unfulfilled. In 2015, he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. As the disease progressed, his financial struggles worsened, forcing him to sell his home and rely on charity from industry friends. With little family support, he faced his illness alone. On September 25, 2017, he passed away at the age of 54, his death barely making headlines. Stan Kirsch played Ensign Frank Cody in JAG in 1996 at the age of 28, portraying an eager young officer whose ambition often outpaced his experience. Kirsch was best known for his role as Richie Ryan in Highlander, the series, but after leaving the show, his acting career faltered, with only minor guest roles keeping him afloat. As the auditions dried up, so did his self-confidence, leading him to open an acting school in a desperate attempt to stay connected to the industry. Though married to Kristen Green, their relationship was strained by his deep-seated depression and lingering feelings of professional failure. The weight of his unfulfilled dreams became unbearable, and on January 11, 2020, at the age of 51, he was found dead in his Los Angeles home, having taken his own life. His tragic death served as a grim reminder of Hollywood's unforgiving nature and the toll it exacts on those left behind. Brixton Carnes portrayed Commander Cooper in JAG in 1999 at the age of 39, bringing to life a seasoned and tactical leader who earned the respect of his subordinates. Though a talented actor, Carnes never landed major leading roles, instead fading into relative obscurity with sporadic television appearances. His personal life mirrored his career struggles. He married young, but financial instability and long periods of unemployment strained the marriage, leading to a painful divorce. He had 2 children, but his inability to provide for them caused estrangement, leaving him feeling like a failure as a father. As his acting prospects dwindled, he turned to alcohol, which further deteriorated his health. In early 2012, he contracted pneumonia, and with his body already weakened, he succumbed to the illness. On May 16, 2012, he passed away at the age of 52, his death receiving little media attention. Chuck Carrington played Jason Tyner in JAG starting in 1997 at 29, portraying a loyal and hardworking assistant who added a touch of humor to the otherwise serious legal drama. While the role brought him recognition, it failed to launch a lasting career, leaving him stuck in a cycle of failed auditions and short-lived television appearances. In his personal life, he struggled with commitment, engaging in several relationships that never lasted. His one attempt at marriage ended abruptly in 2008 when his wife, tired of his financial instability and career failures, filed for divorce. With no children and few close friends, Carrington turned to alcohol to cope with his fading relevance. By the mid-2010s, he was battling addiction, frequently in and out of rehab. As of 2025, at 56, he lives in near obscurity, surviving on minimal acting gigs and occasional convention appearances, his dreams of Hollywood success long behind him. Who is your favorite character from JAG? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.